Hello, the kids had their dentist appointments today. They went well overall. And they have been scheduled to see an orthodontist in the coming weeks to see if either of them will need braces in the future. Middle did end up having two very small cavities. He has been scheduled for a procedure to attempt to halt the progress of the cavities on this date. Please make sure that until then you are limiting any juice, sugary drinks, and soda. They also recommended we brush his teeth after every meal. I have their next regular dental checkup scheduled for this day. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to let me know. Have a great day. So you are just signing the kids up to go to the orthodontist without even consulting me. Do you even have dental insurance on them that will cover this? Because my insurance will not be used for something I have not been consulted on. They were referred by their dentist. I am informing you as soon as I was able to. I hope you know how you will be paying for this, because I have not agreed to this unnecessary treatment, which means you will be fully responsible for the bill. The kids may inform you that I have introduced them to my new partner. This is a relatively new, yet very serious relationship. She is very important to me, and I do not want you to attempt to sabotage this for the kids and myself. That's wonderful for you. I have no desire to attempt to sabotage your relationship. I am simply attempting to give you a warning so you are not taken by surprise if it comes out in court when the judge finally finalizes our divorce. I know the news could possibly be upsetting, so I thought informing you in advance would give you time to prepare yourself. That is very thoughtful of you, but I can assure you once again there is no hard feelings over your new relationship. I think it's wonderful you are happy with someone. I also must request that you do not attempt to alienate the kids from myself or make them feel as if they have to hate my girlfriend. They should be allowed to form a natural and healthy bond, free from any negative influence from you. Sounds good to me. I would never want to make them feel any type of way. You have nothing to worry about from me. Now that Neko was more than willing to drop his multiple frivolous objections to the divorce in order to impress his new girlfriend, the judge was able to finally sign off on the divorce between Neko and Harper. They both were finally legally divorced. The kids mentioned that you said you were moving a town over after the sale of the family home goes through. Please send me your new address once you have your lease signed so I am aware of where the kids will be staying. That is correct. So do you know when you will be moving, or do you already know the address? I am under no legal obligation to give you this information until the children are to come to my new residence. That's totally fine. Please just let me know. The fact that you are so insistent and persistent on obtaining my personal information is extremely troubling to me. I do not feel safe with you having any type of personal information about my private life. At this time, I am far too uncomfortable about this line of questioning to continue a conversation with you. Please respect my personal boundaries. Please have the kids at the exchange location at this time per the court order for my weekend with them. I am very excited to spend time with them. I am glad to hear you are choosing to exercise your parenting time this weekend, since you have not called or answered the kids' calls in the last 2 months. I am hoping you are mindful about how you interact with them this weekend. The kids are very nervous about going with you this weekend since they have not seen you in so long. I am asking you are mindful of this and allow them to move at their own pace while you all reconnect. I'm sure we can both agree that their needs should come first. You are blowing this out of proportion, Harper. The children do not need to reconnect with me. I am their father, and they will be perfectly fine with me as they always are. If they seem to be struggling or upset, please let me know, okay? I want this to be easy for them. Please remember that my new official address is at this location, so the exchange location is at the quick stop at this location. That address states it is close to 100 miles away. You had said that you were... Am I really obligated to send the kids with Neko now that he said he lives this far away? He originally was going to just move one town over. Judging off of the address that was provided by Neko, it is just under 100 miles. Your order specifies that any moves of over 100 miles need to be agreed upon or approved by the courts. The address he gave was his mother's address. Maybe I'm wrong, but he does not seem like the type to move in with his mom when he has a new girlfriend. This doesn't make sense at all. That may be true, but that is the official address he has listed, and without any proof, there is nothing we can do about it. The kids do not want to go, especially not after being ignored by their dad for 2 months. This is going to be really hard on them. I'm sure. I can't imagine how hard this must be for kids their age. There's no way to understand why their dad is the way he is. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. I know I have with my kids. I've missed them so much. Please refer to the attached court order I wrote, which will update you on where the exchange will be taking place today. I will be picking up the kids at this location, as it is what is written into our official order. Thank you. Please refer to the court order I wrote, which will detail exactly where I will be located with the kids at the time of exchange. Neko, I will be picking them up at the location that was ordered in our official court order. If you fail to have the kids available to me at the location ordered, I will be forced to call police. Jumping to police involvement is extremely overdramatic. Don't you agree? The children will be available to you so long as you come to the location I have told you to come to. No, I will be at the location that was ordered. You do not get to unilaterally decide to change details of our order. You are not a judge nor mediator. Then that is your choice. I have given you all necessary information, and it is up to you if you choose to come collect the children for your parenting time. I have no issues keeping them for... Sending photo of empty parking lot at the designated exchange location. I am at the exchange location as ordered in our official court order. Please have the kids here within the next 10 minutes. I'm sitting at the location I informed you of per my earlier emails. I will remain here for 30 more minutes, and if you do not show up to collect the kids, I will be returning home with them. Neko, you will not be taking the children back home with you. You know they are supposed to be with me at this time, and they have school in the morning. I am more than happy to transport the children to school in the morning, and you can collect them from school to start your time. We can do that every time I have the kids if you prefer. No, I am not in agreement to this, or to you keeping the kids during my parenting time. I will be calling the police if you refuse to bring the kids to the correct location immediately. I am at the correct location, and will be leaving within 10 minutes if you do not show up to collect them. Let me know what you decide. On this date, I was dispatched to speak with a female regarding a child custody exchange. I arrived on scene and located the female, who identified herself as Harper Blank. I was informed by Harper Blank that this was the first weekend that the father, Neko Blank, had used his parenting time within 2 months. She stated that their order specifies where exchanges are to take place, and he refused to bring the children to the location. I was informed that this was not the first incident of Neko Blank refusing to follow the court order and changing the exchange location without agreement from Harper Blank. I was informed that Neko told Harper if she did not come to the non-ordered location, he wouldn't exchange the kids. Harper then informed me that she has attempted to communicate with Neko since he informed her he would not return the children, but he has blocked her on all communication channels. I was given his number and attempted to make contact with Neko Blank. I was able to make contact with Neko Blank, who informed me that the exchange location was able to be changed once he moved into his new address, and Harper was the one refusing to exchange the children. Is Neko going to bring the kids here now? Ma'am, I just finished my conversation with him, and he has made it clear that according to the court order, he is in an appropriate location. I can't get involved in a civil matter and force him to meet you here. I showed you the official court order. He is not following it. He already stated that he was going to leave and keep the kids if I wouldn't comply with him. I spoke to him about this, and he assured me that he has no issue waiting for you to arrive to exchange the children, just to let him know if you actually intend to come collect the kids. Of course, I am going to get the kids. I just don't understand why he is allowed to disregard the order whenever he chooses to. It's not fair to anyone. I'm sure it must be frustrating having to co-parent with your ex, but there is nothing I am able to do to change your situation. Sometimes it is best to compromise. You can't compromise with someone like him. It's impossible. The kids informed me that they did not stay at your mother's house this weekend, but you instead took them to your new place with your girlfriend, if that is in fact where you are living. Please update your mailing address with the courts. My mailing address will remain my mother's, which is where I live. I get that that is the official address you gave the courts, but that is not where you took the kids or told them they would be living, in fact. They said they stayed at a house less than 20 minutes from where we live now with your new girlfriend. Please do not interrogate the kids about what we do on my parenting time. The judge himself said that doing so is a form of alienation and child abductory. I did not question them. They willingly told me because they were confused as to why we have to drive almost an hour and a half for exchanges when you live so close to our house. The fact of the matter is that where I choose to stay, not live, is absolutely none of your business or concern, and for obvious safety reasons. I have no obligation to give you my girlfriend's address. You are unstable and completely unsafe. For myself or her to be... Hey Harper, I hope you are having so much fun with the boys out of town this weekend, but I'm feeling very sad and hurt that I do not get to spend time like this with them. I was wanting to ask you if you would be willing to allow me to have the kids on these dates. I understand it is technically not my time on those dates, but I was praying that you would be gracious enough to allow it since you have denied me my normal parenting time with them this weekend. Please refer to the parenting plan for parenting time and how it is set, as this weekend was my vacation time with the boys as outlined in the order. That portion can explain in further detail as to how I am not currently denying you parenting time. I am feeling very confused. Does that response mean yes or no? If you could just give a simple answer, I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like to use your vacation time, please feel free to do so by following the order. I will not be giving you make-up time for my vacation time with the boys. I will be sure to note the fact that you continue to deny me my rightful time with the children and use the parenting plan as a weapon to hurt my relationship with them. Hello, I was wanting to reach out with several concerns that I have noticed have become a pattern during your parenting time with the kids. Youngest has continued to come home multiple times without his hair being brushed or teeth brushed, and dressed in outfits inappropriate for the cold. This last time they came home, I ended up having to cut a chunk from his hair because there was a large matted knot formed around a piece of candy that had been stuck in there for at least a day. Middle has also come home multiple times in clothes multiple sizes too small and covered in stains. I have offered to send them with weekend bags so they have what they need. But you have refused this multiple times. I also am extremely concerned with some topics that the children have come home discussing. A reminder that the judge warned you not to use your parenting time to manipulate or gaslight the children. I am not the one who is manipulating or gaslighting them. You don't hear what they come to me and say, if I wanted to. I could have reported you to CPS multiple times for the inappropriate things that happen over in that household. I am in no way attempting to attack you of anything. If you feel as though it is necessary for the children's safety to report something to CPS, I would encourage you to do so. What I'm saying is that the judge was extremely clear that your focus should be on building up your relationship with the children and not on providing them with false narratives and lies about me, not allowing them to see you. Please refrain from discussing adult topics with the children. They do not need to be involved in the ins and outs of our custody proceedings. The trauma they have gone through during the divorce was enough. You do not need to add any more. If your aim is to gain more parenting time with the kids, the judge had already informed you that to do so you have to work on certain things and improve them before it will be considered. Speaking to the kids about things they have no business knowing is not going to improve anything. Finally, please stop telling the children that they are expected to lie to me in order to keep your secrets for you. The kids should be allowed to speak freely to the both of us about whatever they need to and not worry. They should never have to lie to either of us. I would definitely appreciate any effort you make to change your ways moving forward. As I stated before, everything has been documented to ensure no further confusion on your end if we are to end up back in court. The fact of the matter is that you are aware of things you have done and still currently do, and you do not need examples of your poor behavior. I have not and will not question the children about what they do during your time, but I will let you know that they have already informed me of where you are actually living. So there is no reason to keep up this pretense. For future reference, it is traumatic to a child to tell them to lie to their mother about where you live so that their mommy doesn't take them away from their father forever. Please refrain from this behavior moving forward. The fact of the matter is that I am fearful of having you in my life. You have done some terrible things to me and I need space from you. Please stop trying to surveil my whereabouts and pumping my kids for information about my personal life. Due to the extensive history of Abu Dalal-Is you have committed against me, it is easily understandable as to why I would like to discuss where you currently are living versus the address you are claiming to the courts. I am aware that you are not living with your mother and are in fact living less than 20 minutes away from me in town. Whether you are living with your girlfriend or not has no bearings on me. I simply cannot understand why you have forced the children to drive over 3 hours every exchange when it would be less and 30 minutes and so much easier on everyone, to be honest. The fact that you are so proud to admit in writing that you are stalking my whereabouts is extremely alarming. I will still maintain that my home address is my mother's address. I am not stalking you. The apartment complex you have been staying in with your girlfriend is the same complex multiple people I work with live in. That is always a possibility when you live in the same town, you know. I simply want to know where the children are staying while in your care. We both have been given that right in our court order. And I am failing to understand why you are lying about something so simple. Once again, I maintain that my address is my mother's address. Please seek help for your mental instability.